Alert, Trump admin. Issues massive warning to the UN, liberals hate it. Mere hours after the United States decided to leave UNESCO last month, Israel followed out the door. The action left people curious as to why this happened and what kind of effect it will have on the United Nations. Nikki Haley, the U.S. ambassador to the UN, spoke about the day Israel left UNESCO. She believes that in a sense, UNESCO is attempting to erase the history of the Jewish people. Haley spoke about how leaving the group was an easy call, and said that it can happen again with the Human Rights Council if the group fails in living up to its name, according to the Jerusalem Post. The U.S. ambassador noted that leaving UNESCO was not an easy decision for Israel to make. It came to the point where they had to make a stand. To its credit, Israel has stayed committed to the United Nations. This small nation shows the collective nations of the world more deference and respect than they deserve, Haley stated in Washington. She said that Israel is still in the United Nations right now because they have to keep fighting for their survival. They are the only group in the Middle East to fight for the principles of democracy, as well as tolerance and openness that cannot be found elsewhere in the area. I am glad that Israel remains committed to what can seem like a very lonely fight, Haley continued. She expressed that Israel is not fighting this war alone. There are people actively supporting their cause. The former South Carolina governor has fought hard for Israel. She is one of the few who openly turned away a report constructed by the UN that identified Israel as an apartheid state. She went on to explain her irritation with the fact that the UN seems to focus almost half of their allotted time on Israel, while the other 192 countries are left as nothing more than an afterthought. The Human Rights Council is notorious for applying a double standard to Israel, as it relates to the UN, Haley told listeners. This kind of double standard is unacceptable, and as a result, she is cautiously optimistic about the U.S. and their